Howdy folks, it's RJ Helms here, back with some more Let's Play OpenTTD. In between episodes, if you recall in the last one, I did make this town, Allervald, pretty angry with me by building this new train line. So you can see it here. In between episodes, I did actually go to a larger extent to try out the trick of raising trees and then rebuilding them just to get my rating all the way down to the minimum, and then spam them with trees to bring it back up. And it looks like that worked. My rating is good. So now I can actually finish connecting this line. You might be able to hear outside, one of my neighbors has been going with a chainsaw literally all day, and actually a bit longer than just for all day, so hopefully that isn't too disturbing in the video, but I really can't wait for them to stop, unfortunately. So I'm just going to name these two towns, so I'm going to make this one, oh, what did I call it? I gave it a name before, ALW, and this one can be ALWC. And I'm going to take that route, that bus, and actually finish its route in Timetable. So after R, you're going to go to this one, and back to that one. And we'll get the Timetable autofilling. That's telling me I missed something. Yes, I did. Good thing I caught that. Yes, it's going to look like that. And now this cargo flow legend should fix itself soon enough. Hopefully. Kind of stale routes stay up for a little while. So that is right, yes? ALW, AWC, MLBR, yeah. MLBS, and then back to T. Okay, perfect. Okay, and with that done, I think it's time just to make a big push to finish up all our town connections. So let's see what our local authority rating is here. It's still atrocious. Maybe I'll do the same thing there, but let's not do that just yet. I'm rolling in money. You can see I've got 980,000 pounds, which is great, and no loans. We are rich now. Everything is working great. So one thing I wanted to do actually before I get started in any expansion is go to this H2VLF one, and let's get this timetable working. So let's bring up not our timetable, the schedule working to bring the other guys back to the station. So how do we make this work? I'm going to pause the game while I do this. So I'm going to bring up this timetable. I'm just going to use the other one as a reference. It's running late, but that's not a problem. So MBG, right, so I'm going to put in orders. Put in an order to go to the depot, and before that, how do I get a conditional order? Go to conditional order jump, stop 1, and it is going to be when remaining lifetime is more than 0. Exactly right. And then let's see what we do with our timetable. Right, so I clear this and put the time on this. And that should be the same, right? Yes. Okay, great. And now those guys on the VLF route should start piling into that depot in the exact same way. And that's just because we've got a couple. That shouldn't take too long to get sorted. So let's unpause. So we still want to keep this up to watch the timetable go. Okay, now we can push towards connecting everything. Why is our train losing money? What train are you? Oh, you're this one. Yeah, I'm not surprised that's losing money for the time being. It won't really be profitable until I hook this up, unfortunately. But it is important to see when you see things popping up like that the train's losing money. I mean, these buses here that are trickling out a couple £100 a year isn't a problem. That's just because of the transfer orders. We talked about that in previous episodes. But when it's a train, it's a problem. So we want to start connecting up our little towns that are remaining. So I think I'm going to start with this one because it's kind of big enough. What's your deal? Okay, and that's this one. That's also the same thing. I'm not worried about that because for a while, if you'll recall, we didn't have the local feeder routes. So for this town, I'm not certain the best way to do this. I could do it with another little train. I'm kind of tempted by that. Just do like a little terminus station to terminus station between these two towns. And then connect this, or extend this route to actually connect to that town. Let's do that just because it'll be kind of fun. So I'm going to make my terminus station 3 platforms long. I'll do one over here. I'll knock out these 2 and make it 3 platforms long. These almost actually line up perfectly. And like a little 1-tile jog, but that is just fine. Just like that. Do the same thing down here. Oh, that's not what I wanted, just like this. Give these some dreaded X's. Like that. Did I do it right at the other side? I don't remember. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And now let's signal this up. Alright, so that guy goes like that. This guy goes like this. And pull the signals back. And that's connected. Alright, so this timetable is now ready, so let's put our slack in it. I'll have to do everything because I didn't control click. I meant to say for it to keep the existing times, but I didn't. Which you do by control clicking when you click autofill. But that's fine, I just have to redo all this slack. I also realized I kept up the wrong vehicle, so this is the timetable for that bus on that route we just expanded, but this is train 10, so they're totally not related at all. That confused me for a moment. So I actually made a mistake here. I was kind of thinking after the last episode of this, it's behind it, great, that I've been pissing off all these towns because I've been building all the rail track before I hook up the local service. I mean, in this case it's a little different, but like if you recall what I did in these towns, these towns, or in Bluesow, I laid down the station first, the rail station, and then built all my track, and then tried to connect the local towns, or the local feeder service. This is improving, so that's great to see. But what I should have done, if I was smart, was put down the rail station, then build at least the stops for the feeder service, and then lay the track. And that way, all the track construction doesn't upset the local authority until after all my stations are built. Which is something, one of those cases where I do know better, but I made a mistake. I just haven't been doing it properly in this episode, or in this series. But to that extent, let's try to get this stuff connected. I can connect this town with just 2, so you will be BBD, you will be BBDC, you will be ABGW, and let's just look at how we're going to connect this up. So it looks like I can do this just fine with 2 more stations, so 1 right here, and 1 more in here will connect that whole line. But I'm going to have to do some destruction and terraforming to make these intersections neat. And this is going to be the messy one. That will do. Actually, no, not quite, because I don't have the intersection to pull this back, even back to there. There we go. Okay. You can be ARBN, sure. So as far as things to do, first things first is to expand this route. So ABGC, then ABGN, then ABGW, and then back to N. And get the timetable autofilling. Oh, I should have control clicked autofill. There we go. So that should preserve the times that I have, such as they are. But this isn't correct either. Okay, no. You can just autofill. Blow away everything. And now let's build our train. Once again, I forgot that this default... there must be a place where I can set that default setting, but there we go. I mean, it remembers once you set it once in a game session, so it's not like it's a huge problem, but I always forget when I first create a new... or load the game again. Okay, so then as far as the locomotive, I'm going to go by speed. I'm going to go for this turbo train again. Stack it with passenger cars to a length of 5 tiles, and then you're going to go just from here to here. You can autofill and get started. Pin you up. Make a group, so this group is going to be ABGW to BBD. Just want to see if that vehicle is in the depot. No, nothing yet. You can see we're starting to get those old aerotrains phased out of service. They were great when we started, but they can go away now anytime. And next is to hook up this local service in this town. And we know how this goes. Passenger vehicle with maximum capacity. Not reliability, capacity. Just go between those two towns. Autofill and get started. And you will need a group as well. So you are the local BBD group. You can go in our giant parent local group. Alright, now this timetable's ready, so do what we do. And now this guy's ready as well, so same thing, add the slack. Is this guy ready? No, it's almost ready. Looks like we still have a lot of capacity tweaking to do, but we'll get there. So let's look at other towns to connect. There's always these 4 around here. I could just kind of make a... Oh, and this one here as well. Okay, so I mean, what I could do is just kind of extend the local service here, connect this guy all the way up to there, build some lines that run horizontally through the town, just actually cover this town with bus routes, and then just hop over the track to connect to those other towns with the closest route. And I might do that. I'm going to take off the cargo full engine. I'll only do the ones that I need, though. I'm not going to do a full set of coverage. So out there, it's like those two. So you can be HGHT, and you can be HGHH. Which is not unique. Okay, so next ladder, HGHA. also not unique. HGHL? What am I renaming? No, HGHT is this one. So I'm going to rename this one HGHL. Oh, H and A are taken by these two. Okay. Alright, and now this road vehicle's slack is ready. So once again, there's a couple stops here that took more than 4 days, but we'll average that out by putting those 4 days on all the towns, adding the slack on the travel time, and hope that evens it out. 7 days, 5 days, 6 days, 6 days, 6 days. Okay, let's go to this vehicle and figure out what we want to add here. So HHW is the last one. Okay, so this is actually really easy to do. So from HHC, you're going to go to W, then to T, then to L, then to T, and the route starts again at W. Clear this last bit of thing, and I'll do a control-click autofill. And we'll see how that works. But it should be fine. So now to connect up these two towns, this one and this one, they'll connect to this route. So I'm going to build more stations. They can be every 3 blocks on this axis, like that. And like that. And that'll actually serve this town, so that's cool. And you can be S. WK. And you can be, I'm going to guess that HGHW is taken. But what about HGHE taken? HGHS. Okay, so that works. So this will be a new route serving these 3 towns. Or these 3 stops, sorry, so, yeah. Just like so, autofill gets started. Close that one. Okay, there we go. I mean, a new group for this one. So this is actually going to be HGHS to SWK. It is technically not a local bus because it crosses through this town. And now I can just bridge over this and pull that down to there. And do the same thing over here. Wrong terraforming button. Bridge over this with a road bridge. And connect this up to there. Gonna neaten up a couple things here. This doesn't need to drop down. Close up that loop, not that it really matters. And I'm gonna do the same thing that I did over here. Because the town's gonna now start growing off here. Buy myself 2 tiles of space. This timetable is ready, so let's give it its slack. Nine days, 5 days, 10 days, and 7 days. I certainly want this closed up. That is kind of a problem. Probably that's going to turn around, so that might actually be why that one was taking 9 days. But we can deal with that later when there's a problem. Is this guy not timetabled yet? I mean, I could, but I'll leave that up. I got other things to worry about. Okay, so now over here, figure out how to service this town. Once again, I think it's just barely small enough, or big enough, depending on how you want to look at it, that I think I can just serve it with one station. Do a little bit of terraforming there to close in that loop. And you're going to be SBR. Get a depot. You're going to be by speed, so prime firewood. From there to there. Timetable autofill. Go. Oh, now there's an ambulance. So you are HGHS to SBR. I'm really curious how all that noise outside is picking up. But we'll see when this video is done. Okay, so that is timetabling. It's got a group, and do the same thing over here. Uckerfels, however you pronounce it. No, bus station. I think that is the best way to station this town. You can be UKF. Have a depot, have a firewood coach, and go from UKF to SWK. Autofill, get started. So you are SWK to UKF. This timetable's ready, so here comes the slack. And now this timetable is ready, so it was everything after this HGHC is new. So we'll just add the slack to this little bit down here. Let's see if there's anything waiting in a depot. No, because there's only one old train. And he's not doing that. Maybe he's not finished a route in all the time we've been watching. He's on his way back. Okay, so just waiting for this timetable to come in, and then maybe we'll do some capacity tweaking and call things after that. So 18 and 19, I could improve the performance here by closing in the loop down here. It's got to reverse the long way around, but here, to do that I can reverse the short day around. I don't think that's going to impact the timetable slack. Oh, and we are doing great financially. Look at 1999, we spent £1.7 million, almost 1.8, and still at a profit. So we have cracked the £2 million operating profit margin and then some, I guess with the work we did the last episode. Okay, so let's just survey some of our new routes that we built in the last couple episodes for capacity. So this train is the big one, so that is the MBLT to NDST. It's even got 3 trains, but it needs more. So give it 2. That train line is fine. This train line is fine. Oh, my local authority rating here is poor. It's poor. Is it sort of poor where I can build stations? It is. Okay. We are in business now. This will be BLSC. So a bit of a change of plans. I was going to tweak capacity, but this is much more important. You get to go as a group. As a route, you will be the local BLS. But the really important thing is the bus that's going to do the other route. So this is a maximum speed route from BLS to DHF. There is no word of how important this is to our plan system. So 6 days, 6 days. Make the group for you. So you are BLS to DHF. I'm going to preemptively put in another platform here. Because of exactly this. Like, it's got stuck behind some other vehicle in the station, which is good. I'm going to want some slack in my timetable to compensate for that, because it is a quite likely thing to happen at the DHF bus terminal. And look, it's already over capacity. Even though there's no one going there, but we'll start seeing people coming in like crazy, because it is a major link. Okay, so 4 days, 12 days. I'm going to leave that 18 days as is, because I saw why it happened, and it kind of was the extreme case that we're hoping to compensate for. Alright, so I'm not going to do any more capacity tweaking this episode. We'll do that next episode. Unless, these vehicles they're not going to the depot. Is there something wrong with my conditional order jump? Remaining lifetime years is more than 0, which this one is not. But it's the same thing I did on the other one, isn't it? Yeah, jump to order 1 when remaining years is more than 0. Oh, that's why I didn't have it as a stop order. So they're going, but they're just getting maintained. Okay. Silly me, that's fixed. Alright. So I'm going to end here for real. We got that sorted out. So next episode, we've done a good push. We're down to a handful of TANs left to hook up. There's still these two, which I think can just feed into FSK here, and a few others. So next episode, we'll do some capacity tweaking. So it looks like there's still a lot to do, and push to get those last couple TANs connected. But our goal is in sight, which is great. So as I said before, kind of let me know what you want to see after that's done. If you want to keep going with this and just keep tweaking the network, move on to something else, another OpenTTD game, maybe do a new season, so to speak, or something totally different. Totally open to suggestions at this point. But this has been Let's Play OpenTTD. I've been Archer Helm, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks so much.